Greetings, Guardians of Dominion. Zeus here with another intriguing video. After posting my Chapter 7 guide, many of you reached out saying the recommended team just didn't cut it. Well, I've heard you loud and clear, and today, we're going deeper. I received an email from a player in the Brave Hearts Guild on Server 21, goes by the name Noble Heroes, who claims to have beaten Chapter 7 using just 4 heroes. That's right, 4. No 5th hero, no backup plan, just pure strategy. So I put it to the test myself, and what I discovered might completely change how you approach this final battle. Let's dive in and see if this minimalist miracle really holds up. If you're playing Hero Wars Alliance on Android, you can now save big through Huawei's app gallery. Right now, there are 2 incredible promotions available. First, you get 25% off the Golden Pass. And second, you receive 15% back in Huawei Points on every purchase, every single day. This special event runs from April 14th to May 31st, so there's plenty of time to take advantage. To grab these benefits, just click the campaign link in the video description, and download the game through App Gallery. But make sure your device is set to a supported country. That includes Germany, France, Italy, Spain, Portugal, Poland, the Netherlands, the United Kingdom, Ukraine, Turkey, and more. And don't worry about your progress, you can link your account using Google or App Gallery so everything stays exactly where you left off. If you're ready for huge savings and daily rewards, this is your moment. Tap that link and power up your journey today. To unlock Chapter 7, you'll need to accumulate a total of 250 buffs. That means a lot of planning, smart spending of picks, and making every battle count. Once I hit the required buff total, it was time to dive into one of the most challenging chapters, and potentially the most rewarding one. For the first battle, I began my prep in the hero stall. I picked the Kira and Lyria pack first. It's a solid starting combo, especially when you don't want to overinvest early. Then I refreshed and spotted a pack with Ishmael and Sebastian, which immediately caught my attention. That's one of the strongest combos for Chapter 7, especially when you're aiming for sustained damage and energy control. I refreshed once more and saw the same pack again. Sebastian and Ishmael are showing up for a reason. One more refresh and I saw 2 different packs with the same combo again, but I didn't have enough stall coins to purchase either. So I pinned them for later and went into the battle using what I had. The result? A clean victory, and I earned 40 stall coins. Strong start. Now with 52 stall coins in my balance, I went back to the hero stall and purchased one of the pinned Ishmael and Sebastian packs. This is where the strategy begins to build. The more levels you collect for your core heroes, the easier the late fights become. With those 2 locked in, I went into the next battle, and again, victory. That earned me another 40 stall coins. Heading into the third battle, I returned to the stall and bought a Heidi pack, which I knew I'd need later for pure damage. I also grabbed another pinned pack. There was one more Heidi pack, but it came with Astaroth, and I wasn't ready to invest in him yet, so I just pinned it. Here's where I made a mistake. I entered the battle and forgot to actually place Heidi into the formation. So I was fighting with only 4 heroes. But the incredible thing, I still won. That's when I realized just how powerful this setup could be, even without a full squad. That win granted me 60 stall coins. With confidence building, I went into the 4th battle prep phase. This time, I decided to buy the pinned Astaroth and Heidi combo. Then I made what I now consider the biggest mistake in this run. I purchased Aiden. I thought maybe his bond with Lyria would give me an advantage for the final boss. But the truth is, you don't need Aiden. He just drains resources without contributing enough in this setup. So if you're following my path, skip him. I entered the battle with Aiden in the team and swapped out Kira to make space for Heidi. The result? A loss. And that's painful, especially in Chapter 7, because each loss means fewer stall coins in the long run. The defeat still granted me 60 stall coins, but it's worth noting, if I had traded a life for coins in the boss fight instead, I could have earned 90. That's a loss of 30 coins. Back to the hero stall, I found a 2-level Ishmael and grabbed him immediately. Then I refreshed and found a 1-level Lyria and bought that too. After 2 more refreshes with no luck, I decided it was time to retry the battle I had previously lost. This time, I removed Aiden and brought Kira back into the formation. With that adjustment, I secured the win and received 60 stall coins. Now we're preparing for the 5th battle. I spotted both a 2-level and a 1-level Lyria and bought them both, increasing her strength significantly. 2 refreshes later, Ishmael and Sebastian showed up again, but I didn't have enough coins, so I pinned them. I moved into the battle, but this time Heidi went down early. I already knew what was coming, a timeout loss. I skipped the rest of the fight, recognizing it wasn't winnable. Lesson learned, the 5th battle requires more pure damage to succeed. At this point, I had no more lives left. 1 more loss and I'd have to restart the entire chapter. The pressure was real. So back in the hero stall, I spent every coin wisely. I purchased the pinned Ishmael and Sebastian combo, plus 1 more Lyria. I refreshed and saw Heidi with Astaroth again, pinned them. Then I bought a 2-level Sebastian to round out my team. Still not willing to spend on Astaroth, I returned to battle and finally secured the win, earning 90 stall coins. Huge relief. For the 6th battle, I bought the earlier pinned Heidi and Astaroth pack, then added Oliver to my lineup. After a refresh, I found another Lyria, this completed her upgrades. Now my Lyria, Sebastian, and Ishmael were all maxed out. That's when the turning point happened. Another refresh revealed yet another Heidi and Astaroth pack, and this time I didn't hesitate. I bought it and pinned Albus as well. For this battle, I had Oliver assigned to Lyria and Kane to Heidi, with Oliver as the team pet. This combination provided survival for Lyria, and extra speed for Heidi's attacks. I entered the battle, and the strategy paid off, another win, 90 more stall coins, and now I was 1 battle away from the boss. Heading into the 7th and final battle before the boss fight, I purchased the pinned Albus, then grabbed Fenris. After refreshing the hero stall, I saw Astaroth with 3 levels, but I didn't purchase, I was still saving for Heidi upgrades. 1 more refresh revealed Mara, which I purchased to pair with Ishmael. A few more refreshes and still no Heidi, but I went into the battle, and again, another success. That earned me another 90 stall coins. Now it was time for the final test, the boss fight. In the hero stall, I saw a 2-level Heidi and bought it immediately. Still wasn't fully upgraded, so when a combo pack with Astaroth and Heidi appeared, I purchased that too. That pushed Heidi to max level. I had more stall coins left, but I didn't spend them, I was ready to face the boss, using the exact strategy that Noble Heroes shared with me in his email. Here was my final formation. Lyria with Oliver. Ishmael with Mara. Sebastian with Albus. Heidi with Kane. Team pet, Oliver. At first, I had doubts. I wasn't sure 4 heroes could take down the boss. But I had tested this team 3 times earlier in the chapter, and each time, I failed because one or more of the heroes wasn't fully maxed. Now, with all 4 at their peak, I went all in. And the result? Victory? A true validation of Noble Heroes' strategy. Before I wrap up, I'm planning to create a follow-up video featuring only boss battle replays. So, if you have a recording of defeating any chapter boss using only the required buffs, send it to me. I'll add your clip to the video to help others see more winning alternatives. You can drop a link in the comments, reach out via Discord, or message me in-game. If you don't have a clip, just let me know your team's setup and buff total in the comments. Every bit of info helps the community. Let's help each other win Lyria Event, together. Salute and friendship.